Hey, how's it going? This is Will Rogers. Um, Prior to enrolling in this course, I've had no extensive marketing experience, so please keep that in mind as I speak about what I think is important about this class and the key takeaways. Also, I will be looking down during this presentation. That's just to make sure I keep myself on track. So without further ado, I'll begin speaking about what I think is the key takeaways from this course. Um, Starting out with creating customer value and engagement. Um, for an example, I'm a huge fan of triathlon. I started running 10Ks, worked my way up to marathons. Uh, I hurt my knee, but I became a bit of a fitness fanatic. Um, and then I realized that once I started watching Ironman triathlons, which is, for those of you who don't know, it's a 2.4 mile swim, 112-mile bike ride, and a 26.2-mile run, all back to back with no rest other than grabbing a quick energy bar and maybe changing your shoes. Um, the takeaway from all that, though, from a marketing aspect, is I started to realize that Ironman has done a great job of targeting their customers and creating value. So I recently went to or competed in an Ironman, and they know exactly what you're looking for. They want you to feel like you just climbed Everest when you're done with the race. They have all the swag that you're looking for. They have you up on a video screen so you can see yourself on the bike, so you kind of feel like Superman. In fact, the mecca of triathlon, the Kona, Hawaii championship Ironman held at Kona, Hawaii every year, is always hosted by Ford or GoPro or something like that. So there's definitely a marketing aspect involved there. But the takeaway from that is they know who their customer is as well. They've identified their market as individuals who want to challenge themselves as much as humanly possible through the sport of triathlon. So they've definitely, hit the things we talked about in chapter 1 and chapter 2, which is creating customer value and understanding customer value. Another thing that I thought about was consumer markets and buyer behavior. I like to use examples. So, consumer markets and buyer behavior. So, I can't think of a bigger consumer market that I use personally other than Amazon. And, the second part of chapter 5 is buyer behavior. I think Amazon has not trademarked, but they definitely were the first company to start using suggestive selling features. For example, if you buy, I don't know, you buy a Garmin watch, then you might want the heart rate monitor. Customers who bought this, also bought this. We've all seen that. Characteristics affecting customer behavior, cultural factors, personal factors, etc. I think, again, Amazon's captured that. And another example I could use was Facebook. 10 years ago or whenever it is that we started using Facebook, it was merely a way for me to keep up with family. I've been in the military for the last 13 years, as I'm sure there's probably a few people in this course with me who are also military and have been for a while. It's a great way to keep up with family and friends. Over the course of time, we all know that we're scrolling and all of a sudden we see a t-shirt that says, "I may live in Germany, but my heart belongs in Georgia." I mean, that's pretty suggestive marketing, aggressive marketing, if I may. So that ties into everything that we've talked about in this course, particularly chapter 5 and 6. Well, actually, chapter 16 too, most recently, talking about social media and mobile marketing. Um, Something that I haven't thought about, though, that I thought was interesting in this course was chapter 10's pricing, understanding, capturing customer value. We did a game, if you will, about selling. What was it? We had to sell beer. That's right, at the beach. And what's the perfect spot? I remember starting that project as well. How am I supposed to know? Just take it to where it seems like it'd be the best. But then I realized competitive strategies for that actually are. It explains why there's gas stations, 3 of them in every corner. You don't see a coffee shop for miles, and when you do, there's 4 all in one corner. So that kind of helped me understand why we do what we do. In a business sense, the royal we in that venture of basically competitive business marketing. All right, I'm gonna stop this video here so I don't go too long.